I am hoping that it's not the end of the world because that's bad news. I need more time, okay? So let's delay the apocalypse if possible.
It's in my code.
Okay, and welcome to the Coco Mac Podcast. I'm your host, Coco Mac, and welcome to episode, 2, because yesterday was just a lot, and I had to just reflect, and I decided to do it again. Okay, so let's jump right into it. I was talking to my consultant, my advisor, also known as my dad. He suggested that for this first part, I pick up a newspaper. Newspapers are very hard to come by, evidently, which is absolutely a sign of the times. Rest in peace to print. You were a real one. You really were. But it's a different time now, and things have changed. There's no doubt about that. But some things haven't changed. Don't you agree? My point is that, what is my point? Why am I here? You might be asking yourself the same question. Let's be real. I'm here a lot of the time scratching my head. I'm like, is there anybody like me? The point of today, motives and thoughts, which is inspired by an epic poem. I believe it could be classified as slam poetry. Honestly, I don't want to put it in a category. It's one of those poems I hope to be able to link below so that you can hear it for yourself. But basically, motives and thoughts. Keep that theme in mind, all right? I want you to think about intentions. I want you to think about authenticity, okay? As we go through these things that may seem surface level only, I want to assure you that there's always a deeper meaning, okay? And maybe you don't think there is, but it's okay. That doesn't mean that you have to appreciate or recognize the deeper meaning, but do understand 99% of the time there's more to everything. Okay? Great. So, we're going to jump right into it with the front page news, okay? First of all, coronavirus. Wow. People are really freaking out, and understandably so. I mean, this mainstream media narrative is concerning, to say the least, and it's hard to know which sources to consult when deciding if you should prepare for the end of the world, essentially. There's nothing like convincing people that the end is near to really dominate sweeps week. Am I right? Here's the thing. Keep in mind that the motives of a lot of news outlets are fueled by their need for advertising money, okay? So they want people tuning in so that these advertising spots go for more money. Basically, the thought behind that is that the more people that click their stories and watch their videos and consume their content, the more money they can charge, I don't know, Procter and Gamble, and whoever for advertisements. Here's the problem with that, is that once they realize what audiences really feed into, they run with that. And so you'll see this with Fox News, right? they really limited themselves in many people's eyes because of their failure to step back and at least acknowledge the motives of the other side or the intention of the other side. And I think that they have a lot of work to do in terms of their reputation. But it's not about Fox News, and it's not about where that falls on the spectrum of politics. I, for one, don't subscribe to either polar end. I have consulted multiple sources. I have my own opinions on things. And also, I'm constantly wanting to know more and inviting people to fill me in with what they know. You know what I mean? But with the coronavirus, it's interesting. With that being my process, I get that this is a severe crisis. It should not be minimized. It is a severe, contagious thing, okay? But is it fair to equate this with some apocalyptic pandemic? I don't think I'm there yet. Maybe I'm wrong, and that's fine. I will be wrong, and I'd like permission to be wrong in the future. But I am making sure to observe all sides of the issue. An interesting piece of commentary I found around the recent market crash that has been attributed to coronavirus, that certain branches of the quote-unquote mainstream are overstating the significance of such a market dip. Now, maybe they're not. And one of the reasons an agenda-pushing outlet of news might emphasize the market downturn, whether it's temporary or not, would be to further monger that fear, attract those engagement numbers, and so keep that in mind. But also wash your hands and don't cough on people and all of that, because this thing is actually kind of scary. But should you be preparing for the apocalypse? Is it as bad as some people are making it out to be? I am optimistically skeptical around that. I am hoping that it's not the end of the world, because that's bad news. I need more time, okay? So let's delay the apocalypse if possible. So I want to thank all the scientists who are bunkered down in their laboratories trying to find an antidote for this very mysterious and perplexing coronavirus. Quick election note, not going to talk about it. We're going to skip it, okay?